Readers are prone to becoming so attached to our characters and stories that we struggle to see why a passage may not be working. It takes another set of eyes to help us nurture our writing into full maturity. At Black Wolf Editorial Services, we strive to enable writers to develop and grow, shaping stories into masterpieces that can stand the test of time. Editing services are provided for all genres and all age categories. Services range from critiques of the short story through to line edits of the full-length novel and copy editing for those preparing for publication. We also offer assistance on generating a writer's bio for your websites, as well as help with those book blurbs and promotional material. We won't abandon you to the masses. We want to celebrate with you in your successes. Black Wolf Editorial Services, nurturing your writing into maturity. For a full list of services and prices, visit us at blackwolfeditorial.com.
You're listening to the Spark Radio Network, internet radio like you've never heard before. Innovation, creativity, and imagination are all said to begin with a spark. So fasten your seatbelt and take the ride of your life and listen for the spark.
This is Shut Up and Get a Customer here on KLRN Radio. Sales insights for those looking for an unreasonable amount of success. Featuring Dan Jordan, the sales energizer. Online at remedysalesmatch.com. Dan Jordan's advice, shut up and get a customer. Find out more at remedysalesmatch.com.
I was driving here today. And so I'm listening to the radio, and I learned something new. First, I learned the AquaGuard commercial because I can't stop saying it. But secondly, I learned that there is a new season, green egg season.
Well, you know what I learned?
What?
I learned this show is for individuals, entrepreneurs, and solopreneurs who want unreasonable amounts of success in their business careers and life. Wealth, fame, and good fortune is yours, is at your beck and call, actually, if you simply focus on one thing every day. What is that, Dan?
This guy's trying to keep me on track.
Clearly AquaGuard, am I wrong?
I know, it's clearly.
It's called.
I don't know what
is it called? It's right there on your sheet. Get a customer, right?
All right, very good.
There
Thank you,
Sorry.
Larry Towner.
I have to keep you on track.
Yes, you know,
it's my job.
You're also you've torched the wire of my headset here.
Yeah.
We have a new producer here, Larry Towner.
Yes, we do.
Yes. I wonder if you could introduce yourself.
Well, yes, I am Joey Wensler, better known as...
There's a camera there.
It's better off. I want to be the voice with no name.
It's the voice
with
no name.
The voice.
The horse with no name.
It's the voice. It's the name with no face.
Right, well,
that's what I meant.
See, really, what he doesn't want to tell you is that he's really wearing nothing on underneath the desk. That's what it is. It's a radio thing, and you understand what I'm talking about.
You've got big shoes to fill.
I do. Marquis A. Davis one is no longer with us, and
he didn't die. Don't make it sound like he died.
No. He's just he's moved on to bigger and better things.
That's right.
So
and so now you have to try to live up to his expectations. So he's got all this crazy garbage that he does over there that we can't quite figure out, but he makes it happen. So can you do it, Mr.?
I'm going to do what I can, and I can what I do. Yeah, literally, I put it in cans and save it for when Armageddon comes, the coming economic Armageddon. You never know when you're going to need those seeds.
You know, you're obviously young enough to be still worried about this Armageddon business.
I'm not really worried because, this life is that and the next is the next.
You see, people in the sales world, and that's who listens to this show.
That hopefully.
Fools and people in the sales world understand that this whole big people. The only reason why you're worried about Armageddon is because you think that you're out of control.
That's economic Armageddon.
Yes, but because people think they're out of control, like something else is controlling their income. Quick story. So my daughter, beautiful girl, she's 14 years old, little Sophie Bell. And Sophie has, we have this lake house. We went, it was Labor Day. Did you have a good Labor Day?
I did.
Yeah, it was Labor Day. Yeah. So we have a little lake house in Lake Sinclair, great little place. It's actually a double-wide trailer.
Perfect.
Which I love. And a nice dock. And so in there we have a couple of jet skis. And Sophie is 14. She doesn't have her driver's license. But you've never met somebody who loves getting out on the water as much as this girl.
Yes,
I mean, she's just flying along. The hair is going behind her. She's got a smile from ear to ear. I mean, she could eat a banana sideways. I mean, the girl is just smiling left and right. And I'm looking at her and I go, why does this make her so happy?
Freedom, baby.
And that's exactly, it's freedom, and it's the only place in the world that she has any control. I mean, think about
Complete control.
Complete. She's on the water. There's even no lines. I mean, it's not like she has to worry about staying in the lines. She just has to stay, within the two banks, the shoreline. And so if she wants to go left, she goes left, she goes, and it's such control and such power, and she just feels so, you could watch her feeling good about herself.
And?
That's the same. I got a great segue here.
Okay, segue.
That's exactly what a salesperson is. They're not worried about the economic conditions. They're not worried about it. They all know that if they act like they act, if they do what they're supposed to do, they can get a new customer, they can get more clients, they could earn more money, they could set their own standards, they have their own life that they're in control of because they're in the best business in the world of sales. Now you can talk, Larry Towner.
And it's fun. So there you go.
That's right.
It's fun.
A lot of times when I'm on a sales call, my hair is flowing back just like Sophie's, and I got to smile ear to ear, which is why people kick me out of their office. I mean, you get somebody who walks in your office, with a big smile, people get scared.
Yes, they do.
Actually, nowadays it's true.
There's some intimidation when you meet somebody with high energy. If you're not there, you almost feel like you have to match or walk away.
That's right.
You know what I mean? Like I felt that when I met this guy. He saw this like illumination, this presence about me, and I think it kind of threw him for a loop. Am I wrong?
A little bit.
There you go. Yeah,
let's just say you're not the typical energetic radio guy.
No, definitely. I'm very lethargic and docile right here.
Those are two good words.
I'm here doing my show today. Sorry.
AM radio, folks. Here you go.
It's time for the Jim Rohn quote of the day. Do we have any music here?
Oh, yeah.
We'll wait.
1 second here. Ready?
1 second here. Oh, there it is. When I saw Rocky 1, I left the movie theater. I must have been 10 or something like that, maybe younger. I remember going into the lobby and being still so pumped that I tried to do one-handed push-ups in the lobby of the movie theater. Felt like an idiot. Well, actually, my sister felt like an idiot. She walked out on me. She didn't want to see me. Embarrassing.
So whatever.
I like that one. Okay, the Jim Rohn
quote of the day.
Quote of the day is, there are only 3 colors, 10 digits, and 7 notes. It's what we do with them that's important. I love that.
That's really awesome.
Isn't that good? It's one of those things, my mother and I are having a conversation, and my mother's like a communist.
Red Scare.
Man, oh man, you're just like loaded for bear today.
Well, no, she really is. I mean, she's just slightly left of Trotsky.
Wow.
I mean, she really is. She's
I can tell you love this woman deeply, but keep going.
Of course I do. She's terrific. I mean, she's really a great woman. She's just a lefty. Anyway, so my mother, we're having this conversation. She's talking about something about free enterprise, not good, and it just so happens we were watching one of those antique roadshows. You ever see the antique roadshow? Yeah. And there's painting on there, and the painting was valued at like $10,000, or let's say what it is. And I said, Ma, how much do you think the paint cost to make that thing? Maybe $10 for the paint, and then for the canvas. So the whole thing, the value of the thing, just by the colors and just by the tools that you had to use to make it is probably, about $25 it took them to make that thing. Yet it's for sale for $10,000.
Subjective value.
Yeah, and I go, why is that? So as a good commie, she says, as a good commie, she says, that's why I would never buy it. It's overpriced. They shouldn't charge more than 30% of what it costs to make them. And that's why the woman went into public education.
And there you go.
Well, it's true. When you're never subject to the marketplace, like salespeople are every day, you're allowed to have views like that make no sense to real people.
Oh, gee. That's just, I'm not sure. We're not having a political discussion.
That's not a political, was that political? I thought it was a Jim Rohn motivational thing. What you could imagine, you could take 3 colors of paint that's worth $10 and earn $10,000. That's magic.
Yeah. Hey, cheers. If you can pull that off, go for it.
Free enterprise.
I don't know why you're letting it go so cheap, but that's just me.
That's right.
Sorry.
But... Very good. Larry Towner, I actually have a topic for this show today.
Oh, my God.
Yes.
Really?
The topic is, and it relates to that. A lot of times, someone like my mother would look at that painting and say it costs too much. And you, as the salesperson, are in charge of somehow coming up with an idea that's going to change their mind from they want to pay $100 and you want them to pay $10,000. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is called an objection. And how you deal with that is whether or not you're going to be successful or not in sales.
Can I throw one quick thing in here?
Throw it.
There are things that are called conditions, right?
Yes.
A condition, I'm going to use a good example. If you're selling shoes and you're trying to sell shoes to a quadriplegic, you're going to have a tough time.
Depends on if they have a good sense of style, too.
Well, they don't have feet, so it's kind of,
You thought I was treading
one of those things with like pants on at their knees, and they just kind of walk around like the.
Well, then that's different. That's a good comedian.
Let me get this straight.
Yeah,
you guys thought that I was approaching the limits of decency, talking about my mother being a commie, and you guys are playing around with.
I'm using it as an example. Fine. If you go
this has gone downhill.
No, it's not. You're making your approach. And you're selling roofing. Roofing is one of your favorite things about that you like to talk about selling, right? And you walk up to the door and you knock on the door, and if you launch into the presentation straight away or you start answering objections, you've forgotten one thing. The first most important question is this your house?
That's a good point.
Right? Got it? So, is this your house? Because if it's not your house, you're going to have a hard time selling that guy a roof on that house. True?
Gosh.
Well, it's true. Think about it. Is this your house?
Well, you're assuming that, there are some assumptions you can make. I know you don't want to make all assumptions, but there are some assumptions. Someone's coming out of the house with, in their underwear. You knock on the door and they come to the door in their underwear. You're going to assume they live there.
That's how I go to work. People assume I live here.
I was going to say, not necessarily, Let's not go there.
I actually have the answer of how people can overcome real objections, not just what we heard here. And you can get many more if you just check me out. Go to my website. If you like and you want more tips throughout the week, increasing your sales and getting more customers, visit remedysalesmatch.com. You know what? Just sign up for the newsletter. It's crazy not to. We got videos and we got tips throughout the week that are going to earn you more money. Do that, and we'll see you when we come back.
This is Slickery Trigger for Rebel Road Tactical. With proper care and feeding, your pistol will be ready when you need it. There to save your life. Shouldn't your gear be that good? Whether you need a holster for comfortable everyday carry or a tough-as-nails holster for your next training course, Rebel Road Tactical has what you need. Check us out on the web at rebelroadtactical.com.
Is debt beating you down? You need discipline. You need the Debt Ninja. If you've been caught in a financial trap and need to be set free, then you need the Debt Ninja. Want to stop those harassing collection calls? Start saving thousands in interest and fees and get out of debt fast? Then you need to call the Debt Ninja. The Debt Ninja will find the best companies across the country that will help you consolidate all your bills into one easy payment, reduce your payments by 30 to 50%, and get you out of debt fast. If you have unsecured debt of $10,000 or more, such as credit cards, loans, or medical bills, call the Debt Ninja for a free 15-minute consultation.
Call 800-826-1246. 800-826-1246. That's 800-826-1246. Call today.
The Debt Ninja.
You're listening to Shut Up and Get a Customer here on Biz 1190 with insight for those looking for an unreasonable amount of success. Go to remedysalesmatch.com. Now on to the next segment. Here's your host, Dan Jordan.
Is that the best bumper music you can find?
Unfortunately, yes.
This show has just gone in all new directions.
It's a never-changing experience.
It's good that it's about objections because many people will find it objectionable.
Objectionable.
Not me, however. I kind of like this. You know?
Good energy.
I'm actually being entertained by you guys.
Well, it's his fault.
It's true. It's true.
Good comeback. Very good. All right. Listen, here's the first thing you need to know about objections. It's not a small thing.
No.
You have to figure out whether or not it's real.
Yep.
Most of the time, it's not. The first objection is just that you want to find out what it's all about. You know, someone's going to throw up to you. What's the thing that most people say? You want to buy this thing? It's $10,000. What are you going to say?
It's too expensive.
Yeah.
Not in the market.
Yeah, not in the market. You're just going to some form of no. You know, you just don't know what it is. You know, so how do you deal with that?
How do I deal with that?
How do you deal with smoking out the real objection?
Well, I mean, I guess it depends on where you are. But if somebody says I'm not in the market, well, when will you be in the market?
Well, never.
Well, never. But you have trucks on the yard.
Oh, yeah, that's right. You're selling trucks.
I sell medium and heavy duty trucks.
Oh, cool.
So big stuff, right? So, you know, so when I'm sitting there looking at my client who I know has trucks because I don't call on people that don't, and he says I'll never be in the market, then I go, well, why would that be? Why would you not be in the market?
Well, you got to ask him a question about it.
That's another question.
Like, Wenzel, you need to know this too.
Oh, yeah.
Because you're having a new baby, aren't you?
I am, November 9th.
You know,
Baby Wens is due.
People are going to be closing you left and right. We did a show on that.
We did. Yeah.
Remember for when you're in the hospital.
Oh, yeah.
They're going to hit you up for those pictures.
Oh, yeah. I'm anticipating it.
Here's a tip.
Go.
Bring your own camera.
Oh, I will. BYOC. Absolutely.
BYOC.
That and just say no. Just say no.
Yeah. No, I'm a no guy.
Okay.
Not a yes guy. Oh, yeah.
Okay, so let's do that.
Okay.
I want to sell we got these great, here's some pictures of your kid, and you're going to have it for the rest of this is the only time they will be this age. Don't you want those pictures professionally done?
Now that you mention it, yes.
Well, that was tough. Okay.
But he pulled my heartstring.
But let's
sign and approve right here.
Oh,
there you go.
So
it's $1,500.
Yeah. Okay. How many wallets do I get? Wallet-sized ones.
Okay. And so you're still buying at $1,500.
Well, I can see the lore there. It's a one-time deal. You know, you're not going to have another one for at least another 9 months. You know,
this is a show on objections once. If you're not going to play along with me, it's not going to go anywhere.
No, I can take my own pictures. Why would I buy yours?
Okay, I totally understand. If I was you, I would say the same exact thing. In addition to that, have you taken your own pictures? Are there any other issues that you have with this? No, so that's it. So if there's somehow we could figure it out that we can get you these pictures on your camera, you'd be okay to go ahead and
as long as I don't have to pay any money for them.
Okay, so it's really not that you want to do it on your camera. You don't think you can do it more professionally. You just want to do it for less money.
Yeah, because I'm okay.
I totally understand. So what's a number that you're comfortable with?
Well, 0.
Okay. That's a good one.
But
I would say, listen.
Hey, I've heard that.
Let me tell you something. There's a reason why we're talking. And it's not because you can get this thing for 0. You can take a picture of yourself all day long.
Right.
We do this every day, all day. These are professional photos. You're going to have this child one time.
Yeah.
They're going to be this age one time. Don't you think they deserve the best?
Deserve. I love that word. Yeah. When you put the word deserve in an entitlement society, you have just sold a deal.
Yeah, but whatever it is, we got to find out what your real thing is. And the real thing is, if the real thing is the price, then deal with it. But many times it's not. Many times you're not the person who can make the decision.
That's true.
You know, there's a lot of people that it's okay for them to say no, but they can't say yes. There's 5 things you need to bring to a table to overcome the objections before they even happen. One is, the reason why they're giving you the objection is you have lack of ideas. And I'm going to cover that in a little later, and I'll tell you why. The second is your lack of ability to listen. You're not listening to what the real objection is. You got to ask that question. That question, in addition to that, not being in the mood or having to ask somebody else, are there any other things that are holding you back right now? Because usually the second and third thing that they say is the real reason.
Right.
You do hear the rapt listening attention here in the studio. Right?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Right. Rapt listening.
It's quiet. So we're listening.
Your lack of a great presentation. Listen, you need to practice your presentation. You need to record yourself on the presentation. If you want something that's the most terrifying thing and the most helpful thing you can do is grab your phone, press record, put it in your pocket, and go on a presentation. You will pee in your pants when you get home.
Well, every time I stare into my phone camera,
I do that every time I listen to this show.
Hey, I like it. The dang screen breaks.
Yeah.
So that's a problem. When I stare into it, it's like a mirror. It breaks.
Oh, God.
So
Okay. Ba-dum-bum. I'll be here all week and try the veal.
And then
actually pretty good.
Lack of... I never have veal. You know, it's one of the things I've never...
Back on topic here. We're off topic.
Baby cow.
Lack of believability. You know what it's time for? That I'll bring this whole thing together? Someone say what?
What, Dan?
Okay.
What?
It's time for the sales story of the week. And if we had a real producer, they'd have some sort of sales story of the week, dun-da-da, or something.
He's going to dun-da-da you upside the head.
Crickets. Very good. You're better.
That's awesome.
You're
I like
good. Actually, that was very good.
Well, thank you, sir.
The last weekend, or maybe a couple weeks ago, I was visiting a friend of mine. You may have, he's a guru in sales, a guy named Jeffrey Gittimer.
Yes.
I was up there in Charlotte, and we were talking about doing some business together. And while he was there, he got a call from a prospective prospect or a prospective client. Someone who was interested in having him come and do a presentation, an all-day thing, 6 hours for some real estate thing that they were doing.
Wow. That's a big gig.
So the person called, and he called back, and he was having the conversation. Now, understand, a normal price that he would charge for a 6-hour gig is $65,000. So he's on the phone with the person, and he's talking, and he asked the question, what'd you pay for the guy for last year? And the guy last year, he said, well, we paid him $6,500. And so I'm listening to Gittimer on the phone. So this is a 10 times gap that he's having to deal with. You know?
It's 10 times.
Yes. Yeah. So the first thing, I watched his brain move, and he said he shortened it to a 3-hour thing. And he said he was going to charge $45,000 instead of the 6 hours for the $65,000. But what he said to the guy was, well, you're not going to like what I have to say.
Of course, no, you're not going to like what I have to say. I say that all the time.
And so then he said, these, and I thought this is masterful. Listen, if you forget everything else, this little part that he did I learned from this. This is big stuff. He said, my price for the 3-hour thing that I'll do and everyone's going to love is $45,000. And let me tell you how you can afford me. And then he went on to give them an idea, like I said earlier, of how they can sell sponsorships, who he knows that he could send out his mailing list to get more people to come, and how not only they could earn that $45,000 plus earn more money on the whole convention. He gave them the idea and how they could do it. And the next thing you know, he booked a deal where the previous year they paid $6,500 and he got that amount.
Wow. So he did a couple of things, right?
What did he do?
Added value. He also solved his problem by giving him a financial resource or a potential financial resource where he could make it happen, right? So he used, in your first one, you said lack of ideas.
Right.
So he used his brain plus his experience to go out there and create something that becomes very appropriate as well. And there's one other thing. It's not what you pay, it's what you get.
Absolutely. Yeah, it's the value that you get.
It's the value that you bring, right?
More specifically, it's the perceived value that of the result of your product. Correct. And so, that's why they have to get there. But he's, he gave him these ideas, and then he said something really cool during his presentation. He goes, because the guy, he wasn't balking, but he was obviously thinking. And then finally I heard him say, listen, your guys are going to hear stuff that they've never heard before. They will be thanking you for this. They'll be putting money in your pocket and thanking you for this as they walk away. I mean, that's just masterful stuff. His presentation was on key. And, of course, he had something that many of you listening and many people don't have, which is a past history. Mm-hmm. They have all that. But you can start building that value today.
That's right.
By doing different things, by doing radio shows. Wentz, you got a radio show?
Oh, yeah. Saturdays at 6 on 920.
On 920?
The Answer.
Really? So you're on the big station?
I'm on the big station. Thank God. It's really a blessing.
Did you used to be on this one, and then
Yeah, I was on Biz for a while, 6 a.m. So we got 12 hours later on a different station.
Really?
Yeah. Thank goodness. Yeah.
See,
isn't that so? That's all it takes.
We sit in greatness.
No. Trust me. Mm-hmm. I'm a hack.
Sure. Now, there is one thing I like. There's a couple of things you can do to overcome rejection, but there's certain things that you should never do, because sometimes you get people angry. You'll say, "Listen, it's $45,000. They're expecting, $20," and they're like, "What's going on?" And they actually get mad at you. Like, Or the nerve of you, coming here and doing that. Because it almost makes them feel foolish. I don't have the money to do that, whatever. So there's a couple of words you should never say. The obvious 2 words that you never say. The ones that you lousy people are thinking of.
Me?
Yeah, but the one thing, if people are upset with you, there's 2 words you should never, ever say. Those 2 words are calm down.
Oh, God.
Oh, yeah.
It just, it gives you the opposite result of what...
Substitute, is there more?
It's the opposite result.
Is there more, right?
Of what you want. Listen, thank you for listening. This has been great. I'm supposed to read something right now if I had it. Yes. If you'd like more tips throughout the week for increasing your... Listen, just go to my website, remedysalesmatch.com. You're crazy if you don't. Get the newsletter. It's masterful. I got people that call me, tell me they changed their lives. Right, Larry?
Me, I'm one of them.
He's one of them. And Larry here plays. He's a big fan.
I do. I do. No, I do.
Just one, but it really helps people, even just to get a little encouragement every day throughout the week. It'll make your sales and your life better. Thank you all for listening. Thank you, Larry. Thank you, Wentz. You did. I'll give you about a 65.
He's getting there. He's a work in progress. Leave the lead alone.
We'll see you next week. I'm the DJ. Thank you very much, and shut up and get a customer.
You're listening to the Spark Radio Network, internet radio like you've never heard before. Innovation, creativity, and imagination are all said to begin with a spark. So fasten your seatbelt and take the ride of your life and listen for the spark.
Individuals and businesses with tax problems, listen carefully. Do you feel like you're losing control over your finances? If you owe over $10,000 in back taxes or have unfiled tax returns, we can help you take back control. The IRS is the largest and most aggressive collection agency in the world, and they can seize your bank account, garnish your paycheck, close your business, and file criminal charges. Take control of your tax problems now by calling the experts at Tax Mediation Services and take advantage of the Fresh Start program and new laws that may allow us to negotiate a settlement for the lowest amount possible. Our team of tax attorneys and enrolled agents can stop collections and get you protected so you can take control of your financial future. Tax Mediation Services is accredited by the Better Business Bureau. Call now for a free case review and a price protection guaranteed quote.
Call Tax Mediation Services now at 800-610-9050. That's 800-610-9050. 800-610-9050.
Tired of paying outrageous prices for Viagra? Well, we have great news for you. Now you can finally get Viagra at huge discounts. Healthy Man allows you to save up to $500 on Viagra. Why pay U.S. pharmacy prices of $15 per pill or more when you can get Viagra for less than $3 a pill? Call today and get 40 Viagra pills for only $99. This can cost as much as $600 at your local pharmacy. You can't afford not to call us. If you want Viagra at the lowest prices, never pay $15 a pill pharmacy prices again. Get Viagra for less than $3 a pill. Call 1-800-516-7602 today and save up to $500 and get 40 pills for just $99. Healthy Man is fast, easy, and affordable. Operators are waiting at 1-800-516-7602 to take your call right now. Call 1-800-516-7602. That's 1-800-516-7602. Again, 1-800-516-7602.
All writers are prone to becoming so attached to our characters and stories that we struggle to see why a passage may not be working. It takes another set of eyes to help us nurture our writing to full maturity. At Black Wolf Editorial Services, we strive to enable writers to develop and grow, shaping stories into masterpieces that can stand the test of time. Editing services are provided for all genres and all age categories. Services range from critiques of the short story through to line edits of the full-length novel and copy editing for those preparing for publication. We also offer assistance on generating a writer's bio for your websites, as well as help with those book blurbs and promotional material. We won't abandon you to the masses. We want to celebrate with you in your successes. Black Wolf Editorial Services, nurturing your writing into maturity. For a full list of services and prices, visit us at blackwolfeditorial.com.
Hey, KLRN Radio family, this is Joey Wensler of Wens World. Take a trip with me every single Tuesday, 8 p.m. Eastern. An excursion to Wens World, where variety reigns. You You are listening to KLRN Radio, where liberty and reason still reign.